Councillors, officers and members of the public, welcome to the 1st of July 2026 Ordinary Meeting of Council. Councillor Keogh will now read the prayer.
Almighty God, be with us as we work for the people of the Shire of Moorabool. Grant us wisdom that we may care for the Shire as true stewards of your creation. May we be aware of the great responsibilities placed upon us. Help us to be just in our dealings and may our work prosper for the good of all. Amen.
Amen. Acknowledgement of country. I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we are meeting. I pay my respects to their elders, past and present, and the Aboriginal elders of other communities who may be here today. In accordance with Moorabool Shire Council's meeting procedure, local laws, the Council will be recording this meeting. The following organisation have been granted permission to make an audio recording, the Moorabool News and the Star Weekly. We have all councillors present. There's no apologies. Can I have a confirmation of minutes from the previous meetings? Can I have a mover? Councillor Minari. A seconder? Councillor Berry. All in favour? Carried unanimous. There's no disclosure of conflict of interest. There's no public question time. No petitions, presentations, deputations, there's nil. Moving along, 11.1, CEO's annual leave. Councillors. Councillor Ward. Seconder. Councillor Minari. All in favour? Carried unanimous. 12.1, Audit and Risk Advisory Committee of Council reports. Councillors. Councillor Berry.
Happy to move it.
Seconder. Councillor Freeman.
I have a question.
Councillor Sullivan.
Mike, this is in regards to the Audit and Risk Committee. I do note that in the some time ago when the money was to be taken out of the landfill rehabilitation reserve, I expressed some concern about this and asked that the matter be forwarded through the Audit and Risk Committee to measure a probity of doing such actions, and I don't see any response to what I asked from that meeting.
Mr. Jackson.
Through the chair, these minutes are from the February meeting. That particular question was asked at the May meeting, and there is a response in the May minutes to that question.
But this matter that's been resolved about the landfill levy is on this business paper. So it had to have been. I asked that on the night of the meeting, so there can't be at a different meeting. Can't be at a different meeting because I asked that at the night that matter was heard at council.
I'll have to take that on, so through the chair, I'll have to take that on notice. My understanding is that that particular question was answered at the May meeting. These are the minutes of the February meeting, is my understanding.
CEO.
Through the chair, that question was asked at the May meeting. I think what David is explaining is these minutes, the May minutes have still to be approved by the audit committee, and when they come, it will be in that.
Can anyone see that if the matter of that particular funding thing was right, that I raised at the night that decision was made at council? So how then did this get into that May meeting, or this meeting here, the audit committee, when in fact I raised it the same night as that decision was made by council? That's my question. I'll accept I want a response. If it comes from the May meeting, so be it. But what I'm saying is the two things don't align, that's all.
Okay, I'm happy to take that on notice and send an email with the timeframes, which will...
Nice. We have a mover in Councillor Berry, a seconder in Councillor Freeman. All those in favour? Carried. 13, other reports, there is nil. 14, notice of motion, there is nil. 15.1, notice of rescission, response to notice of motion. Number 346, investigation into feasibility of establishment of bereavement parent support group within the Moorabool Shire. Councillors. Councillor Ward. Seconder.
I'll second that, thank you.
Mr Mayor. I would, excuse me, I would ask,
Councillor Sullivan.
I would ask that the motion be split, that we deal with part 1 first and part 2 secondly.
Governance.
Through the chair, there is provision for when it is that a recommendation is in part, to split that out in part, but that is at the discretion of the chair. So it is the chair's discretion to allow it.
Councillor Ward.
Mr Mayor, I suppose I put this up, so I'd actually, I'm not against what Councillor Sullivan has said, but I suppose I'd, if Councillor Sullivan could elaborate on the rationale, I'd be happy to listen.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Generally with rescission motions, fundamentally, structurally, there are two-part processes. One is the decision made by council at the last meeting that relates to is rescinded. And then upon the rescission, then the mover moves another motion. That's to say, this is what so it's two-part. It's not just a one all in, because if the first one doesn't get up, your second part can't get up. So I'm sort of saying the rescission should be should be looked at first.
So it'll just come to governance. That'll come down to the original vote. So if it passes on the original vote, then it'll go to a second vote.
Through the chair, I think we're complicating things a little bit. I think there needs to be an introduction to the item. We can confirm that the rescission notice met the requirements of the governance rules in terms of time frame, in terms of wording, in terms of reference to the original decision, which was made on the 6th of May. And as I say, if we are to treat a matter in parts, there is provision for it, but it's at the discretion of the chair.
We'll split it into the two parts and we'll vote on the first one. We have a mover and a seconder. All those in favour? Oh, whoa. Sorry. Oh, we're going to debate the first half as well? No worries. Yeah. Anyone against? Yes. Councillor Ward, you can start.
I suppose I was disappointed I couldn't attend the meeting on the 6th of May. I just got it split my eye socket open, so I wasn't in a fit state. But as a result, I was disappointed to see that this notice of motion had not been passed, because we'd previously passed a notice of motion to prepare the report, and that had been passed. And the officers had then gone away and prepared the report. And I asked a senior manager today, I said, who's been in local government for 20 years, I said, have you ever seen a report not noted? Because it's purely an administrative step. And his response was no. So I'm happy to talk more in favour now or in the wrap up, but I just want to point out that peer support groups provide an opportunity for families to connect with others who share similar experiences. And it's up to the other professionals, so maternal health services, GPs, social workers working with families to provide the clinical governance. The peer support groups will operate with or without our endorsement.
Point of order, Mr Mayor, we're debating the rescission, not the merits of the next action.
Explaining why I put the rescission up.
Yep.
Thank you. Can I continue?
Continue.
So on that basis, I just thought it was, with the full chambers, it'd be worthwhile putting up the notice of rescission and having the opportunity to put forward why I felt it should have been supported. Peer support groups offer deep emotional connections that's unavailable over the phone or for someone who hasn't experienced this type of loss. and the report identified that a peer support bereavement group is feasible. I'm concerned that Council's unwillingness to provide support for these families demonstrates a very wide societal view that grief of a lost baby or child should be done in secret, and there's something of which to be ashamed, but it's absolutely not. The report is already in the public domain, and I'm very concerned about Mirrable's image if we do not be seen to support it. We're not committing any council investment, financially or resources, and it certainly lines up with our health and wellbeing plan. Mr Mayor, and on that basis, I put up the rescission. Thank you.
Councillor Sullivan.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Councillors, what we have here is a rescission to rescind a motion or a decision made by council at a previous meeting. That is all. That is all this part is talking about. We're not talking about anything other than that. Just bear that in mind. This is a process issue. So the councillor touched upon grief. I didn't wish to actually raise this. I've been down that path. I have lived experience of this, so I don't, and I'm not going to go into any more detail than that, but I think it is, this is the rescission motion we're dealing with now. Anything further subsequent to this rescission motion will be teased out then. So this is to say, does council want to overturn a decision it made previously? That is it, and that is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Sullivan. Councillor Freeman.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I spoke to the merits of the report at our previous meeting when I moved the original motion. Today I don't intend to repeat those arguments. Instead, I'd like to share the words of a resident who wrote to every councillor following our decision. I believe her response explains why this rescission motion deserves our support. As ratepayers, we expect that our council collects our bins and fixes our roads, but we also expect that council is taking notice of what its residents are asking for. As a mother who has raised 2 children within the Shire and lost another, there is a lack of support from council for parenting after loss. A group of parents are now trying to set up a formal support group using the council's facilities, and it has been denied. Peer support groups provide an opportunity for families to connect with others who share similar experiences. This report understands that other services are offered, but parents are only provided with flyers or a referral with a waiting period to speak with someone. Often these sessions are held over the phone and there is no guarantee that the practitioner has lived experience in stillbirth or pregnancy loss. As mentioned in the initial proposal, peer support groups offer deep emotional connection that is unavailable over the phone. This report identifies that a peer support bereavement group is feasible. By hosting these support groups with the MCH, they're held in well-appointed and fit-for-purpose facilities. Meetings are held after hours, avoiding the chance of seeing children entering and leaving. But most importantly, it validates the experience that even though you've lost a child, you're still a mother and a father. You're still welcome at the Maternal and Child Health Centre as someone in the community who has a child. Council's unwillingness to provide support for these families with respect, the correspondence was sent to every councillor following the resolution. That is now...
It's just a matter of...
Order was made. We are debating the rescission
Original
motion, correct?
Yes, so we're debating the rescission notice to start off with.
Is there a rule in the governance saying I cannot read these
Governance.
correspondence?
Through the chair, I think there's been discussion around having the matter heard in 2 parts, which the chair has agreed to. The first part is procedural in terms of allowing the rescission notice to be heard in the first place. And the second part, I take it, is yet to come.
So would you please explain that to me, please?
So basically, are we going to bring the rescission notice back? And then if it does get up, then we'll be debating next.
So the resident cannot have her say as to why the rescission notice should be...
If it passes, then you'll get your say.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any further councillors? Councillor Minari?
Thank
Are
you.
you for or against?
I'm against.
Yep.
I firstly think it is important to respect the decisions made in this chamber. Rescission motions should be reserved for circumstances where there has been a genuine error, significant new information, or a compelling reason to revisit a decision, not simply because a councillor may not agree with the result that was reached. What concerns me is that the basis for this rescission appears to be little more than dissatisfaction with the outcome and also not present on the night of the vote. I am concerned by the repeated suggestion that notices of motion come at no cost to the ratepayers. We have heard this many times in this chamber. The reality is that whenever an officer picks up a pen or opens up their council laptop, it is costing ratepayers. We have a responsibility to acknowledge that fact and carefully consider whether the work being requested represents the best use of those resources. For those reasons, I will not support this rescission.
Thank you, Councillor Minari. Anyone else would like to speak for or against? Councillor Berry? You're for or
Yes.
against?
I'm speaking against, thank you. I suppose it's because I had experience with a rescission in my first year of council, and I looked into that at the time and was told, was there a procedural irregularity or has there been new evidence emerged? I think our vote on it was very respectful. It was 5-3. So for that reason and many more, which if it gets to the debate, I'll be talking about. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Berry. Anyone else would like to speak for or against bringing it back? Councillor Kerr.
No, pardon me. May I ask a question, please?
Yes.
A question to Councillor Freeman. In your research for the original motion, was there any evidence that this would help our Koori community?
Thank you. Can I answer that question?
I think we're still debating whether we're going to bring it back, and then once we bring it back, then we'll discuss the questions around it. Councillors, does anyone else want to debate whether we bring it back? Councillor Tatchell?
Yeah, I'll keep it really short.
Against?
Yeah, not bringing it to meetings, not grounds for a rescission. And I too have had a lived experience that I'm not going to discuss. And to be honest, I think the whole thing's been handled fairly poorly. We should have only been debating the rescission, and we've allowed all this other information out, which I think is totally against the guidelines of how we should run as a council. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tatchell. Anyone else would like to speak for or against? We have a mover in Councillor Ward. We have a seconder in Councillor Freeman. All those in favour? I'll wrap it up. Sorry, Councillor Ward.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I suppose in just wrapping up, I just want to reinforce why I put forward the reason. The rescission was, the compelling reason was I think the community will benefit from this greatly, and the community has, fundamentally, we're here to listen to the community. The community put forward a very strong case for this. They made it clear to us that peer support is an opportunity for families to connect. The bodies listed in the report, Red Nose and Bears of Hope, they're good. They're only available online. And
Point of order, Mr Mayor.
As long as he sticks to the reasons behind
thank you, Mr.
bringing
Mayor.
it back, I'm happy enough to do that. But
the reason the resident came to us and the reason I'm supporting a rescission is they made it very clear that a peer-based bereavement support group provides connection, validation and support. And peer support bereavement programs have been shown to reduce isolation, stigma and psychological distress. We support men's sheds, RSLs,
Point
senior
of order, Mr
citizens.
Mayor. This is a rebuttal to the rescission motion, not debating the substantive part, please.
so we'll debate the rescission.
Yep. Thank you, Mr Mayor. So I'll just wrap it up by that, saying there that that is why I put up the rescission, and that's why I'd encourage my fellow councillors to support the rescission and listen to our residents. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a mover in Councillor Ward, a seconder in Councillor Freeman. All those in favour? All those against? Lost.
Division.
All those in favour? Councillor Venditti Taylor, Councillor Ward, Councillor Freeman and Councillor Keogh. All against? Councillor Bingham, Councillor Berry, Councillor Minari, Councillor Tatchell and Councillor Sullivan. 16.1, Mayor's Report. Councillors, can I get a mover to that? Councillor Sullivan. A seconder? Councillor Keogh. All those in favour? Carried. Councillors' report. Councillor Sullivan.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I've tendered my report, sent it through to the CEO, support it this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Keogh.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I've handed in my report to governance and I've got no more to report other than that.
Councillor Tatchell. Councillor Minari.
Mine has been submitted, thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Berry.
It's been submitted. I don't have any of the topics to talk to, but I would like to say thank you to the CEO, staff and councillors for flowers sent to our home in the passing of my mum. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Berry. Councillor Bingham.
Thanks, Mr Mayor. Just 2 items. 5th of June, Rotary Club annual art show gala at Baxmarsh Public Hall. I went along with my family. My daughter's artwork was on display. I not only want to congratulate everybody that's artwork's on display, but particularly those primary school kids. Also, on the 13th of June, I, alongside yourself and a couple of other councillors, attended the Peter Carey Short Story Awards at the Luterdirk Library. And once again, especially the young kids putting forward their stories, and especially the ones that won awards that night. Congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Councillor Bingham. Councillor Freeman.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Yes, I have submitted my report, and there's just 2 things. Once, Councillor Bingham has stolen my thunder. Also, I went to the Peter Carey short stories, and it was great to see so many primary age children had entered this year's awards, and I really like to congratulate all winners. Plus, on the 9th of June, I attended the Neighbours Place AGM, and they, over the last 12 months, they have assisted 493 adults and 93 new visitors, and that's distributing food. Their NILS program, which is the No Interest Loans program in Mirrabel, has now been operating for 14 years and has provided 290 loans, which I think is a terrific effort. And I'd like to give a sincere thank you to all of the volunteers that have dedicated their time to the neighbourhood place.
Thank you, Councillor Freeman. Councillor Ward.
Just one item, Mr Mayor. For our residents in Gordon, Mount Edgerton area, the copy with the council that was to take place this Saturday, the 4th of July in Gordon, has been rescheduled to the following Saturday, the 11th of July, and it'll take place at Gordon's in Gordon. Apologies to anyone who's inconvenienced by that, but I look forward to catching up with them on the 11th. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Ward. Can I get a mover for that? Councillor Sullivan. Seconder. Councillor Berry. All those in favour? Carried. Urgent business. Councillor Sullivan, any urgent business?
Thank you. Just one matter, Mr Mayor. I'll give a little bit of background. I had our local resident, and I think all councillors were sent something similar regarding the Lalel Falls and the lack of water going over that particular waterfall. And I'm just wondering whether that's something council, I suppose, is contact Southern Rural Water and just see what is going on in that space. I mean, I don't want to move it a formal notice of motion, but I mean, this is something we could perhaps just write to them and just request an update.
Through the chair, happy to do that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any urgent business, Councillor Keogh?
I have no other business. Thank you, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. Any urgent business, Councillor Tatchell?
Yeah, thanks, Mr Mayor. having been to the LGBTQ event recently, there's been a number of complaints of the amount of effort that was put into it. I think we need to revisit the event and just see what we are actually going to do. I'd like that to be put on some sort of schedule going forward, that we decide how we're going to manage this with flags. And so I don't have a view on it either way, but I think it needs to be discussed. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Tatchell. Councillor Minari, any urgent business?
No urgent business, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Minari. Councillor Berry, any urgent business?
No urgent business, thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Bingham.
No urgent business, thanks, Mr Mayor.
Councillor Freeman, any urgent business?
No urgent business, thank you.
Councillor Ward, any urgent business?
No, Mr Mayor.
Thank you. There's no closed session. The next ordinary meeting of council is scheduled for Wednesday, the 5th of August, 2026. I now declare this meeting closed. Thank you.